was obviously a more heavy subject here, but I wanted to get involved to help spread awareness and help a fellow content creator and a brave man get some word out about what's going on at Buffalo Public Schools. A massive, massive, massive cover up is going on, and it's just heartbreaking to watch. And would I be surprised if this was happening in a lot of other schools? Nope, not in the slightest. But also, I have found some additional information you may not have seen about Buffalo Public Schools, which might actually explain exactly what's going on here. So let's get into the story. Huge shout out to Meta PCs, promo code The Quartering. It's a computer I use. It's the only one I recommend to friends and family. Link in the description. Promo code The Quartering to save. And also, I'm calling on people to help us take over Amazon by trying some of our K-Cups, tangerine, medium roast, blueberry, butterscotch toffee, cherry cordial, dark roast, strawberries, and cream. We have, I think, the best flavored coffee in the entire industry. We are a real coffee company. We're not like these drop ship people who just stick their name on it. And then I'm going to leave a link to the K-Cups, and I'm going to leave a link to our awesome Mother's Day gift box. Mother's Day is just a few weeks away. You could really help us out by picking up your Mother's Day gift box and then coming back and leaving a review on Amazon. We need more reviews, so please do check that out. Buffalo detective accuses Buffalo schools of failing to report terrible acts in viral YouTube podcast. Of course, the school district has replied, and we're going to get into that too. Let's see if this video even plays.
We're continuing to follow a story involving a Buffalo police detective with the Special Victims Unit. In this podcast, Richard High accuses the Buffalo School District of obstructing investigations into allegations of child among students. Those accusations are now going viral on that YouTube podcast and also our WKBW Facebook page, where more than 200 of you have left comments on the story. Detective High spoke with 7 News senior reporter Maki Becker Saturday night, and tonight I'm breaking down more of that conversation along with what the school district is saying.
This is real, and this can affect my life, but it's at the moment where it's one of those things where you got to do the right thing or not.
Buffalo Police Detective Richard High opening up in a recent podcast that's already nearing 500,000 views. He's accusing Buffalo Public Schools of obstructing.
It sounds like they are. I mean, I tend to believe this guy.
And that is one of the reasons why.
So some of the things is apparently one of these schools, elementary schools, is connected to a museum. And some creep went in there and took a boy and a girl, tried to abduct them. They deleted the security footage, and they never even told the boy's parents that there was an attempted abduction on him. The boy was so worked up and scarred that he does what little boy does. He wet himself. They never even told his parents why he did. It's not, because some stranger tried to take him.
Went on my friend's podcast to talk about the issue with specifically the Buffalo school system and their intentional lack in support of our investigations into students at the schools.
High sat down with senior reporter Maki Becker Saturday to explain why he's speaking out.
The schools.
By the way, he's doing the right thing here, even if he loses his job. He'll be able to do more good probably in the private sector anyway. I know he loves his job as a policeman, or an investigator. But at some point, you got to blow the whistle. I think he's doing the right thing here. You apply so much pressure that they just can't help but act. And then if you apply this much pressure, any negative repercussions for him will also be similarly met with massive backlash. I think he's doing the exact right thing right now.
And their administration and the legal representatives for that administration are intentionally killing cases, preventing information from going to detectives in the assistant district attorney's office, and even destroying evidence and ignoring subpoenas.
High also described a case where a student was sexually assaulted near a school pool.
Unfortunately, that case did not get reported. If I'm not mistaken, it was the principal of the school who, quote unquote, did their own investigation and then deemed that the girl was a liar and then wrote a scathing report.
But a district spokesperson denied the claims, calling them unfortunate and untrue, and vowing to vigorously address these untruths. In a Facebook post, Superintendent Dr. Tanja Williams-Knight shared she will be taking a break from social media.
Wow, stunning and brave. How stunning and how brave to take a little break from social media. Why? Because people are pissed off?
Specific episode was something that was really weighing on my conscience. I say it even in the episode that a week prior I'd started getting counseling because of it.
The police union president told 7 News High's podcast shows his passion for the job
and
that he has the union's support. But
awesome.
High, who also runs the Angry Cops page, has made headlines numerous times in the past. In February, Investigative Post reported that the Attorney General's office found High had been repeatedly discourteous, escalating civilian encounters and sometimes using force. And with
discourteous.
possible disciplinary action on the line for speaking out, High says he's willing to take that risk.
I'd like to see the people.
I like how this media is like, oh yeah, he's also bad cop. That's what they just slid in there. Oh, he was discourteous. Oh no. So they smeared him
for preventing children getting the appropriate amount of.
I mean, it is wild to me. Obviously this video is doing very, very well.
If you're deleting evidence,
I mean, you can see it's going very well, almost 700,000 views right now. It's good to have friends with big podcasts, and I don't know any of these guys, but obviously I want to cover it and do what I can with my audience too. Here's his post. I told Timcast how the Buffalo schools are actively preventing law enforcement from investigating terrible cases when it came to their students. This is that video. Feel free to leave Buffalo schools a public message, left their number. Nothing wrong with that. Law enforcement just following orders. You can't expect them to do what's right. I mean, he's like, I'm literally the SVU detective calling out the school. Yeah, I mean, this is very interesting stuff. And I also wanted to point out a little something from the leadership here. So first of all, here's Buffalo School statement. I can't believe it's still up. They wrote, the Buffalo Public School District is aware of an unfortunate recent claim circulating in online video. The district is prepared to vigorously address these untruths. I don't think a cop is going to go on the air and say that you deleted evidence if you didn't. The district has prioritized the safety and security of its students and staff every day. BPS is the second largest district in New York, NYS, I don't know, New York system, I don't know, New York State. With 60 schools, 30,000 students, the Buffalo Public Schools maintains a close and professional relationship with the Buffalo PD. Well, it got community noted immediately. A member of the Buffalo PD SVU revealed that the school district was actively attempting to destroy evidence regarding incidents with kids. The school had allegedly deleted videos and refused to report the incidents with students to PD and or parents. I mean, there are multiple claims of this. You could see that 2 years ago, a BPS student, something terrible happened to them in a school by the pool, and the principal, quote, did her own investigation and closed the case. Never even reported it. A year later, another student reported it, or the student reported it to police, but there was no evidence available because you never reported it. Donut operator in here, welcome to the Thunderdome. I mean, would you say it's a double plus untrue? Yeah. As a public institution, deleting comments based on the viewpoint violates the First Amendment. See this, that, and so they're not allowed to delete stuff. Let's see if they hit anything. They have not hit anything. From this, at least, the school system has proven they cannot be trusted to police this issue internally. Yeah, they're protecting some of the worst people on the planet. Some of the people that, some of these predators out there. It's wild. I mean, here's the legal counsel. Daniel Muscarella, apparently. Here those. Now, these lawyers are probably just doing their jobs, but their jobs are garbage. Your dollar is hard at work, working hard to protect predatory actions against students, paid out in the district's budget, meaning taxpayer dollars funded it. Everyone okay with this needs to do some serious action here. I would argue that, these students need people that look out for them, that won't bury these horrible crimes. Buffalo spent over $30,000 per student, and the majority of their students can't even read, write, or do math at grade level. Where do you think the money goes aside from lawyers and admins? Yeah. This isn't going to go well for you. I hope every single person in that school district that's culpable, to include their leadership, is shielding crimes against kids when their parents was removed, jailed, charged for the very crime. I mean, yeah, I don't even really understand. This is like kind of one thing that brings all sides of the political aisle together, unless you're like extreme far left and you're for like, giving healthy kids double mastectomies so that their parents can post about it on Facebook. This is not great. And I did some further digging, and it turns out that this school also happens to subscribe to a far left ideology. This was revealed back in 2021. Buffalo Public Schools claim that, quote, all white people perpetuate systemic racism and forces kindergartners to watch a video on black kids who are no longer alive, warning them that racist police and state-sanctioned attacks. I've obtained whistleblower documents that will shock you. The story begins with this district's diversity czar, Fatima Morel, who developed a new anti-racism curriculum and told teachers that they must become woke and achieve critical consciousness, a Marxist pedagogical concept training students to identify and subvert their oppressors. In a presentation to teachers, Morel claims that America is built on racism and that America's sickness leads some whites to believe that black people are not human, which makes it easier to take them out. Yeah, just like Carmelo Anthony must have believed about Austin Metcalf. I mean, this is wild. Last year, Fox reported on the district's mandatory BLM curriculum, which required students to commit to dismantling cisgender privilege, creating queer-affirming networks, and accelerating the disruption of Western nuclear family dynamics. Pushing globalism, trans-affirming, queer-affirming, collective value, intergenerational black families. This is the same school district that's been covering up the crimes against its students. I'd say that this is worth immediate escalation to the federal level. We know now that people like Kash Patel and Pam Bondi are definitely watching social media. And I'm hoping that people watching this video will share it far and wide and continue to apply pressure. And I would also ask that we start to look at some of our own local school districts and see if they're participating in any of the same nonsense. I hope you're informed by this video. Please leave a like on it. Please share it. And we'll talk to you again real soon.